very good morning to one and all. Today, we have come together to spread awareness and to acknowledge the current situation of COVID-19. First of all, I call upon our beloved principal, Mrs. Bajida B, for the welcome speech.
Good morning to all. Respected Jaydev sir, teachers and dear students. The COVID-19 pandemic has affected us in every field in our life, especially in educational system. Even the students, those who were at the back of the camera and they were not ready to face the public, they were actively involved in all the activities through this online platform. Definitely, we know that virtual platform is not an adequate substitute for traditional school classrooms. But in this pandemic situation, no other way for us. So let us salute health department people, doctors, nurses, and all policemen. Today, we have an eminent personality and an apt person to discuss about pre and post-COVID time. Sri Jaydev Ji, IPS, district chance itself, sir entered into IPS with 158th rank. Now serving actually Kottayam people. So we know about what all activities sir is involving in this Kottayam. So thank you very much for coming to share your valuable points, sir, with us in spite of your busy schedule. And we feel deeply honored by your presence and hearty welcome to you, sir. And also to all the teachers and the students.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, I invite Namita Susan Philip to deliver a speech on the COVID-19 scenario.
As you all know, COVID-19 is a pandemic that has put the entire world into a crisis. It is a small, fragile, and invisible virus. A soap droplet can destroy it, but it is so elusive that the world doesn't know how to deal with it. Different countries are trying their level best to create a vaccine against COVID-19, thinking that it is the only remedy for it.
The pandemic has brought in changes that none of us ever anticipated, and its repercussions has impacted student life, leading us to explore new
As
ways.
3 months of online education are over, how do you think your experience would have been a quite different one if you were in a real school classroom?
It's certain that if I were in my real school, my experience would have been quite a varied one. It would have been better than this online system. The major debatable question before the whole educational system today is, will screen displays replace the blackboards in the near future? The concern is right too, because currently, as there are no other better alternatives, the whole educational system is dependent on e-learning, and e-learning has become the new normal. But it's important for us to see how effective and practical are online classes compared to our real school classes. In my point of view, one of the major shortcomings of e-learning is that it is out of reach for many students coming from the deprived sections and areas with intermittent net connectivity.
According to you, to what extent can we rely on online classes for building moral values in children?
I personally think that most of the online classes are not following moral values because I personally feel that traditional education system doesn't give much preference to moral values because it is witnessed by the degradation of moral values in today's society. Well, I'm not onto the fact that technology can be used only for bad things; it can be used for good things also. The moral values that are being degraded nowadays are that children lack concentration. They go for other activities. They become distracted when they go for these activities. They tend to use social media. They tend to go for gaming. They tend to go for YouTube, etc. So the lack of concentration is being created there.
Before ensuring or providing a solution for this problem, we have to think about what causes it. What is the current situation of this problem? The underprivileged, a society that people have been turning a blind eye to for years and years. So first of all, let me start with a little bit of statistics. Only 24% of Indians on smartphone. Only 11% of households in India have any type of computers, let it be desktops, laptops, or tablets. See what are the problems they have faced. From access to electricity, to access to gadgets, to access to internet, to a safe environment to study. They are facing such basic problems in India. So let's say the first problem, access to electricity. Even though India government have provided plans to give 99.9% of Indian households with electricity, the picture becomes less luminous when we think about the quality of electricity and to how many hours that household is provided with electricity.
First of all, one thing which I really like about online classes is that it is accessible from everywhere at any time. If we take an example of our school system, if all schools have a particular time, like 2:30, 3:30, after that the school is over and the bell rings and we are back at home and we can study by ourselves. But the portion for solidarity sees this online classes as a really very good golden opportunity, and they can at their home in isolation and they can study or whatever. But it's
Now, let's listen to a small talk on the future of students, economy, and life as a whole by Anne Elizabeth and Nancy.
Diverse nation with millions in population and a fast-moving economy. The COVID-19 outbreak has brought many drastic changes in the way we live and in the way in which the whole country operates. These nationwide closures are impacting over 60% of the world's student now being followed by most office workplaces. But the jobs which involve physical activities like constructions have been drastically affected. The needy people and others with minimal basic necessities are the most affected during this pandemic. Government, police, healthcare people, and other charitable trusts are helping and funding the needy to their maximum capability. So, I would like to conclude by saying that we all need to stand together and fight against this pandemic to bring back the well-being of our nation. Now, my friend Nancy will be continuing further with her views.
In my opinion, every crisis comes with opportunities too. So as COVID. Only thing is, we should seek for it. Like the proverb says, what you seek will be seen to you. I believe the future of the students is going to be better. Until now, students were massively taught, especially in India. We had forgotten the basic fact that nobody can be taught by anyone.
And now, I invite our honored guest, Shri Jaydev IPS, to deliver the speech.
Good morning, all. It's not the first time that you are being addressed by a police officer, that too in the uniform. Well, seeing you all in your 11th and 12th, perhaps, and I was like rewinding my memories when I was in 11th standard in 2005. 15 years have passed. And if you ask me whether I ever enjoyed in such a scenario, probably not. Skipping classes, going to coffee shops, going to theaters, no, you can't do all that. But yes, I mean, in this session, I think I have been more enlightened than you, because from the first to the last speaker, you have brought about different topics, in-depth analysis, which even I wouldn't have thought of in our daily, though we are encountering COVID from, say, February onwards. I have some points which never came into my attention even. Yes, so that means that you know what the situation is, you are actually being updated about what's happening in your society. That's actually very good. Actually, that shows that you are involved in the, whatever happening around you. Keep it up. Keep those things that you have learned to adjust to the new normal, as you rightly pointed out. It's a new normal, definitely. I see my nephew who is in LKG, first standard, getting up, putting a uniform, just the top, bottom he will wear whatever he will, because it's already shown the half part. And so he can wear in his shabby underpants and all, and can sit in front of a camera. Not worry about the uniform being ironed, not worry about this thing. yes, as someone rightly pointed out, indiscipline has become a new normal also. We don't have to be in your usual punctual, usual what should I say, school going look. Even in the case of police, I can sit in my camp office as just maybe a top uniform and can wear a lungi and even can give a virtual conference to my fellows. So yes, in the lighter mode, these are things, but it has to be a blend. A golden mean we have to find out. These are things that we have to leave it for a considerable amount of time till the situation. I don't know till when we can have a say that it's safe to move around, safe to socialize, safe to interact, safe to be what you used to do in your previous years. But as you rightly said, man is adaptable. Man can change according to needs. When you are presented with a crisis, then only our true potential arises. If everything goes as normal, you will also behave as normal. If policing, if I don't get any new challenges every day, it will be as usual. If I get to say a flood happens, or say a cyclone happens, or some other mishap happens, some great law and order situation happens, then only we rise up to the potential and show that yes, we are born for it. We have the mental to adapt and make the world a better place, and to adapt to the situations. So, like for example, take for IT firm for example, they used to fight for the spaces in front of Marian. Maybe after 5 years or 7 years, you come back and saying that you are the chief guest of the annual day. Oh my God, that would be a kind of epiphany, kind of a moment for you. So there are things that matters in life. I remember, I mean, IPS training they should treat us horse training, mountaineering. Virtually, what can I do? I can't ask a horse to ride in virtual platform, nor I can have the sense of swimming virtually. There are things that we can't do. There are a lot of things. But yes, something is better than nothing. That's only we can do right now. So adjust to this, learn whatever you can. And as a police officer, I need to caution you on the flip side also. Virtual world actually a very dark kind of a world. Virtual world, as someone pointed out right now, it has benefits. Benefits have to be accrued, benefits have to be used neatly. A neat way of putting things into perspective. Thank you, Asa. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Jayadesa. Though these drastic times have led to agony and confusion, it has also helped to stir the imagination and creativity of the young minds. Now, I call upon Sneha and Thomas to read out a diary entry written during the times of COVID-19, followed by a reply of hope by Helen Elizabeth Thomas.
Monday, 25th May 2020, 10 p.m. When the lockdown started, I felt lonely, so I thought of writing a diary. Here goes my diary. Today is just the same.
What Sneha said just now isn't one person's isolated grievance. More than the COVID-19 scare, which just adds fuel to the fire, for a teenager, what's more frustrating is that at a time when we should be going out with friends, hanging out, making memories, we are confined within the four walls of our house, stuck to staring at a screen to see our friends, wishing we could just crawl through it and hug them. But as far as I see it, if you're going to sit back staring at the doors that close behind you, you're never going to see the ones open in front of you. Maybe this is the time for you to start some self-discovery. Have faith and stay strong, because your hope is stronger than all of your troubles.
Yes, there is panic buying. Yes, there is sickness. Yes, there are restrictions. Yes, there is even death. But all that is up to us is to stay calm and hold on close to our hope of a better tomorrow. For with each sunrise, it's a new day.
It was a pleasant afternoon for me, and I guess it was the same for you people as well. To conclude our session, I invite Akila Rachel Lal to deliver the vote of thanks.
A warm and graceful morning to our most valued guest, Mr. Jaydev IPS, Principal, Vice Principal, our worthy teachers, and my most beloved students, my fellow Marians. It's my absolute pleasure to have been asked to propose the vote of thanks. I, Akhila Rachel Lal, on behalf of the whole Marian Senior Secondary School, extend my most sincere thanks to the guest speaker, Mr. Jaydev IPS, who spared time from his busy schedule, and thank you, sir, for your thought-provoking and interesting address. I must mention my deepest sense of appreciation, but I'd like to take this opportunity to place on record our hearty thanks to our principal, Ms. Regida B., and Vice Principal, Ms. Reena Thomas. I also extend thanks to all the teachers present for their enormous cooperation and support. Events like this cannot happen overnight. The wheel starts rolling weeks ago. We've been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated students. Thank you for all your efforts and for making today happen. And now, a huge thank you to all Marians for your cooperation, support, and more importantly, for being here.